Hi everyone, this is a lemon pie I just showed you. I've eaten about 4 bites. It's really good. Now this is a dessert that a YouTube friend of mine named Michael tagged me on, and I watched his video and it looked so good. So the really neat thing about this is I fell in love with his dishes when I watched this video. I just absolutely fell in love with them. And I know a company that I've purchased vintage dishes on, so I went and ordered them because I thought it would be kind of fun to serve this on the same dishes he served his on. And so I'm having some hot tea this afternoon. Now I started this in the morning, but it takes 3 hours to chill, and so that's what I've been doing, waiting for it to be done. But I'm telling you right now, this is absolutely delicious. If you like lemon, you have to try this. Delightful. So if you want to see how Michael made this, you can go to his channel. I'm going to put that in the description, his channel. And the name of this is a Arizona sunshine lemon pie. Now I've made other desserts of his before. I made some lemon cookies a few months ago. But anyway, if you love lemon, you have to try this. It's absolutely wonderful. And I think he might have an appreciation for me going to buy these vintage dishes so I could make them on the same, so I could show them off just like he did. So I hope you give this a try. And I want you to let me know if you do. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I'm going to use a 9.5-inch pie plate. Now one thing I noticed that when Michael made his, he had extra filling, and so I'm thinking his might have been an 8-inch. So I'm using a 9.5-inch. It doesn't matter, but you might have leftover if you use a smaller pie plate. Okay, so I'm just going to show you right now the ingredients that are going into the pie crust. Now I use a standard pie crust that I've used for over 40 years, but today I'm going to use Michael's pie crust that he used to go with this lemon pie. It looks wonderful. So all the ingredients that are going to go in the pie crust are a 1/2 cup of butter or 1 stick, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of milk, 1 egg yolk, and then you're going to mix that, and then you're going to add 1 cup of flour. Now I have the lemons there, but that's not going in the crust. So when I get ready to do the filling, I will go through those ingredients with you. We put the butter in first, then the sugar and salt, and Michael uses a fork. And you want to make sure this butter is softened, room temperature. And if you don't have any, you can just, if your butter isn't soft, you can just zap it in the microwave for about 10 seconds and it will soften it just like this. So you just mash it up till it's kind of softened like this. And then you are going to add your milk. You're going to mix that in. And then he takes 1 egg and he puts the yolk in. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to separate this. And all you want for this is the yolk. Mix that together. And then the last thing you're going to add is your flour. So we're going to mix this till it's all combined. Some of the yolk, so I have this little egg separator here. And if you ever find one, they're really handy. The last item, you want to add your cup of flour, and then we're going to mix all this together until we form dough. Okay, now here's your dough. What Michael does is he wraps it in saran wrap, in plastic wrap, and he refrigerates it for 1 hour. And then he, puts it in his pie plate. Well, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to roll it out first. And then I'm going to put it in the pie plate and refrigerate it while I'm doing my filling. Okay, I don't normally have to retract what I say when I'm baking, but in this case, I'm going to. I'm going to do it how Michael said to do it. I have never made this kind of crust, and it's very soft. And it's it would be too difficult. I tried to roll it out, but it's very, very soft. It's a softer pie dough than what I usually work with. So I am going to wrap it just like he did and refrigerate it for 1 hour. Okay, so here are all the ingredients for the lemon pie filling. You want to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave for 15 seconds. And then you want to use a medium-sized bowl. You want to have 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 a cup of granulated sugar. You're going to need 1/3 a cup of fresh lemon juice, fresh squeezed, and zest of 1 lemon. So you want to squeeze the lemons first before you zest it. And then you're going to need 4 eggs and a cup of light corn syrup. Now there is dark, but that has molasses, and that is used for something totally different. So these are all the ingredients. And what you do want to do right now is make sure your dough is in the refrigerator. And once we take it out, you want to have your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, before we get the lemon juice, you want to zest your lemon because you need the zest of 1 whole lemon, and you want to do that first because it's easier to zest it when it's not squeezed. So we're going to continue zesting this till we get 1 full lemon zest. Okay, now you want to squeeze your lemons until you get 1/3 a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. So we have all the ingredients all set to go, and now you want to just crack your 4 eggs and leave them here for when you're ready to add them to your mixture. Okay. First thing you're going to do is take your medium-sized bowl, and you're going to add your 2 tablespoons of flour and your 1/2 a cup of sugar. And you're going to whisk that together. You want everything kind of incorporated so it's all ready mixed. Then you're going to add your 1/3 a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice to your sugar and flour mixture. And you're going to whisk it till it's nice and smooth. Then you're going to add your zest of 1 lemon and continue mixing this together. And then after that, you'll add your 4 eggs and beat those until they're smooth. And after you beat these like that, you're going to add your melted butter. And then lastly, after you add your melted butter and everything's kind of incorporated like this and smooth, you're going to add your 1 cup of corn syrup. Now you're going to beat this now until it's smooth as well. So I'm probably going to get a spatula to get all the corn syrup out. I will be right back. Put this filling in the refrigerator right now because everything's mixed together and it's really nice and smooth. So I'm going to refrigerate this while we're waiting for the dough. So this dough is ready. It's firmer, much firmer, and it did stay in the refrigerator about an hour. So now what you want to do is flour your area that you're going to use. And we're going to roll it out and put it in our pie shell. So Michael knows what he's doing. I should have followed his instructions the first time. I don't know everything, let me tell you. I've never made this type of crust before that has an egg and sugar in it. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to roll it out and put it in my pie shell. So I will be back when I'm ready. I rolled it out. Now Michael's pie has more of a crust on the outside because he did use a much smaller pie plate. I'm guessing his was 8 to 8.5 inches in diameter. So I just now took my lemon filling out of the refrigerator and I made sure I stirred it a little. And now I'm going to pour it in my pie crust. So most of my pies I have kind of a thick outer crust, and this one I don't. Well, that's fine, we don't need it. But he had a lot of extra pie filling that wouldn't fit in his pie shell. So That's why I know he used a much smaller one. And it doesn't matter. This is a 9.5 inch. So we're going to put it in a 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven for 45 minutes. But keep an eye on it. It goes on the middle rack. I'll see you in about 40 or 45 minutes. This baked 35 minutes in my gas oven. And I've never made it before, so that's why I wanted to start at a lower time. I turned off the oven and let it sit for another 5 minutes. So this pie will bake anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes. Now I'm going to let it cool at room temp for probably an hour. Then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for 3 hours. So I'll see you in about 4 hours.